Are you living your dream?
Obviously. How can't I live my dream without my Pajero? And get dollars every week. And I didn't tell you. I didn't. I know you don't. Don't let me spoil the fun. Don't let me spoil the fun. Yeah, don't let me spoil the fun.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it at all. Now, over the weekend. But today we've decided to discuss our business on air so people outside can also understand us. Over the weekend, you have been in the news for taking thugs to hijack one of your own artists' car. And I believe this is something we would need to let the public understand that what is happening. How can an artist manager send thugs to hijack his own artist car? I don't know how you would want to explain this to the public, because whatever you are saying is the position of Xylophone Media. And again, let me even announce this before you come in, because I'm still part of the community. Due to that incident, our transport manager is really in hot waters. Just this morning, he received a letter of sack, and I believe it is something we need to investigate. Maybe if we can even plead for him, we can plead for him.
I feel so bad. I saw the news. I felt so bad.
I also got it the moment I landed. I just received a call from top that transport manager has received a letter because of that incident. But
I think administratively, but like you said, we all need to, because he's our colleague as well, we all need to put hands together and see how we can help the situation.
Exactly. So that's one point there. So take us through it. How did it happen? What happened?
Okay, so basically, let me put it this way. We had agreed, my office and the Beam Nation office had agreed to park the official car over the week. And we had a deadline for Saturday afternoon.
Last Saturday?
Yes, on the day of the event. And so by 12, they were supposed to bring the car to the pool for the transport manager to take over. And that was an agreement we both reached. I can't go into the matter that made us reach that agreement.
Okay.
But if as we go along, if it has to be spoken out, I'll speak about. But there was an agreement from my office as A&R to the Beam Nation office to park the Sonata. That's our signature car.
Okay. So the official car you are talking about here is the Hyundai Sonata.
Yes.
So you agreed with the Stonebouy'S management, as in the team, Stonebouy'S team, that they should come and park the official car. But they are working with the car, so why do you want them to park?
So that's why I'm saying, good. We had reached an agreement, and I don't know if we're there yet for me to.
No. We can't go. We can't say we won't go there because they are working with the car.
Yeah, but
so artist manager, you saying they should come and park the car? Why should they come and park the car?
So, Bros, like my point is that if I'm allowed to speak, I need to be speaking from, and I'm going to speak from an official position. But you see, I don't have all the facts on the table as I speak to be able to delve into that particular agreement, because we spoke and we've spoken severally, and we all came to that agreement.
Okay.
You understand?
You mean you don't want to divulge all the details that brought us to park your car?
Exactly, because you see, there are a lot of reasons why we park a car. Now, I drive a company car myself. Occasionally, the transport, and it's in a structure that, maintenance for every 3 months. We need to come, renewals, everything. Company takes care of the car for us. You understand? So the transport manager, I'm sure you received some of these letters from the transport manager that come and park your car, But in this instance, fine, the car had reached due, is due for servicing and all that. But that wasn't the discussion I was having with, it was part of the discussion, and other official duties, why we all agreed we wanted to park the car.
Okay.
You understand? So I don't want to say specifically that we wanted him to park the car because we needed to take care of the car, and there were other matters to it. And I don't know if I'm allowed as I speak to go to that matter.
Until we bring out the other matters, I'm not sure your explanation will land well. Because
okay, so let me say this. publicly, we all know there's some sort of a friction between the Stonebouy'S office and my office, or I'll say Stonebouy'S team and Xylophone.
That is those rumors that started running.
So I don't want to feed into those rumors. I don't know if I'm allowed now to officially speak on it, because it's an issue that is still
being discussed.
And I've listened to the Stoneboy office. I've actually listened to Stoneboy yesterday, and he spoke well. He didn't even go into the matter, so for me, it would be unprofessional on my part to speak on the matter, but all I'm trying to say is we agreed that they needed to park the car.
Okay.
That's what I'll say for now, because if I go into the matter, then really, what is my, I'm supposed to be guarding the matter. Yes, the artist is my artist as well. The company is my company, and this is my company business. I don't have to put it out there like that, because we're on radio, so I can't divulge those information.
Okay.
But we had reached an agreement that we will park the car 12 noon at the office premises
on Saturday.
Yes.
So, according to reports outside and those social media comments and postings, that you sent tax. That was the many headlines we read. That was how it was written. That Bulldog and tax. Bulldog. Who were those tax?
Okay. So let me now go into that particular matter. So on Saturday, all my artists were supposed to perform, from Stoneboy to Obibini, Kumi Guitar, Joyce Blessing, and Becca, and Shatta as well. But Shatta was supposed to be a surprise. And I, based on agreement, even the students didn't know Shatta was going to come. He says that because we're having this discussion, I want to put it in there. So the business office spoke to Team Stoneboy, and that's what we do. Business will reach out to the offices in charge and speak to them, and we had agreed they will come and perform. My duty on that night at the Lincoln campus is to make sure that all my acts have arrived safely with my production, security team, everybody. So I went there to oversee
their
performances. Now, when I got there, I think I met my colleagues. I had gone there a little bit later. At the time I realized my team was going, I also moved in. So when I got there, my team had complaints, because we were sponsors on the show, and they said there are banners and everything, and paraphernalia have been pulled.
I've actually, I was not there. I was in Ho doing other businesses, and I've seen a video of some young people pulling Xylophone branded products outside the stage. That is what you witnessed.
Yes. When I got there, the things were down already. They were down.
And did you ask? Did you inquire?
Yes, I asked.
And what report were you?
My team, the event office, said CD, that Stoneboy's manager, had instructed that all these things be removed. If not, Stoneboy will not come on the show. Now
all the Xylophone
material should be
taken off the stage
before he comes on stage. Let me give a little background before the night of the event.
Okay.
So Stoneboy was booked through Xylophone. Obviously, he's an artist. And we have a product called Xylophone Cash, which we're selling. And as part of what we do in good spirit and whatever, all our artists are helping us push the
Xylophone
product.
Cash.
Exactly. So any opportunity we get, we need to shout it out. Say, hey. So I spoke to when the call came from business that they've spoken to business and spoken to the
Stoneboy's team. Yeah.
Yes. I was concerned based on issues I don't want to go into now. So I spoke to Team Stoneboy through management and said, this is what we're looking at doing on the day. We want to push.
The business has been booked.
Yes.
Okay.
Business will speak business.
Okay.
But I was concerned about the brand.
Oh, okay.
And the brand positioning. So I made a phone call on brand positioning, and spoke to the manager and said, on that day we're pushing the brand, we're pushing our product actually. And I wanted to just go over what we'll be doing with the product on stage, what we're looking at doing.
Okay.
So we need to share ideas on how we're going to
Do it.
exactly. So he said I should hold on and that he needs to speak to Stone and get back to me. So he got back to me later and said Stone says he does not want to push the xylophone anything or what. You understand?
Did he say he did not want to perform, or he did not want to push the xylophone
No,
cash
he wants to
project?
perform, but he doesn't want anything to do with the xylophone product, that's xylophone cash.
Oh, and why? Is he not part of the brand? Have you terminated his contract?
No, I haven't, and that's why I don't want to go into the matters leading to that. Because if I open that chapter, I need to go into it. So I'm telling you what happened. Maybe
Okay.
at another time we'll go into the matter, but I want to speak on what happened. So I said, whoa, like you're asking me, I knew I had a background of why that response. So I said, okay, cool. But are you still cool to perform? He said, oh yeah, the performance said they will do. I said, well, let's leave it at that. So business also reached out to me with the same complaint. I said, oh, I've spoken to Team Stoneboy. So it's all right, let them perform. Now, you should know that I look out for the artist and the company as well. Now, if Stoneboy goes to perform, yeah, being booked through me as xylophone, I still make my money. Now, I might have issues with him not projecting my product, but I'm not worried at that particular point because he needs to feed. I also need to feed. There are bills we need to pay. So I said, let's go ahead and do it. So we're all on it. So business was worried a little bit. I'm like, oh no, let it play out like that. You know, because
Let's do the show and forget about
yes, there will be others
other
who,
materials.
Yes, there will be others who will push it as well. So don't worry about it. Let them go and do it. So I said, cool. We all agreed on that. Then I think this conversation happened maybe on a Wednesday or Thursday. So I think Friday or Saturday, business got back to me and said they had a call from
Team Stoneboy.
no, from
The organizers. Okay.
that
That's the Lehman Hall.
Lehman Hall people that Stoneboy says he's not performing
Anymore.
and that they received an official call from Stoneboy's team, and that's from City, telling them that they are not coming to the show. So the flyers doing the rounds are false. So the students demanded their money. So business was asking, what do we do? Because really, it's on my table, it's on my desk. And I didn't want to go back again to see. I think I tried, but I didn't get through. But I understood where they were coming from. An artist can decide to decline a show at the last minute. They have their own reasons. So I respected that as well. So I told business, for us not to look bad as a company, return the money, refund. Yes, I mean, Stoneboy isn't coming, so refund the money. So they acted upon my instruction and they gave the money out
to the organizers of the event. That's the Lehman Hall.
Yes, so I'm sure it was in the morning or the evening of Friday.
Okay.
So when Saturday morning, I think Saturday afternoon around that area, I heard rumors that Stoneboy was performing at that show. So I said, whoa, it's good for us. It means he had a change of heart and he wants to do the performance. So I didn't bother. I had a lot of things running. I had to come to work.
Did you then check from
Business.
the business whether?
Good. So I went back to business and said, the guy is performing, so what happened? He says, no, it is not through us. I said, how? He said, oh, they've given out the money already, and they don't know how these guys are back on the show. So I think business and events made a little bit of inquiries, and they realized that Stoneboy's team had gone to take the money that we had paid them off. Paid to the students. They've gone to take the money back, and they say they'll perform. For me, I felt a little bit.
So, in my understanding, they did not want the booking through Xylophone Media.
Yes. And they wanted the booking to come to them directly. And in my books, that's breach of contract. You understand? My artists don't go and take a show without my knowledge. I have to know about it. I own a percentage. I actually have to receive the money and pay them off. You understand? So I said, don't worry. I mean, it's that day. There's nothing we can do. let it go, because for peace to reign, some of these things you need to, so let it go. And we didn't have a so everybody, I said, ease up, let's do this. So on the evening, yeah, now be mindful that during the
back and forth,
yes, transport is also giving me a headache that, big man, you say they go park the car, come park the car. So bro, I beg, I will get back to you because I'm speaking to my people. You understand? So I'll get plenty things. He said, no bro, me too, my work that, so don't spoil my work. And I understood him from where he was coming from, So back and forth, and we met in the evening. I met the whole team, I'm sure transport was there as well. Then business events told me, they said we should remove whatever, because Kumi, looking at the arrangement, if I know for sure, and I do, events will put Joyce first because she's gospel. Then Obibini might come, then Kumi will come, then maybe a Becca will come before a Stoneboy.
And Shatawali.
Yeah, Shatawali. You understand? That's in that order. So when I got there, I said, my people are still in the car. So before all these things went down, how come they've not performed? Because, why? They said, no, Stoneboy wants to go on stage before all of my acts. You understand? And I'm like, oh, this is unfair. Because if something, let them do their performances. When they finish, you can actually get all the things off like you wanted to, so that you do your performance without us there. But to block my artists and say you want to mount the stage first and all that, when you do that and the crowd disperse, what's so I was looking from artistic
point of view.
And so I reached out to City and said, oh boss, the way we move, will help, or where we all with family at least. He said, oh no, he doesn't even know about the pulling and tearing down of the banners and everything, and that he doesn't even know. I said, oh, but that's what the organizer. So I think at the time he was also in a hurry. He needed to make sure Stone will come on stage, and he was doing his work. So I think we couldn't finish the matter, so he left and went on the stage. Now when he was on the stage, I realized they were checking their whatever, and I realized that the MC of the show was wearing a xylophone cast t-shirt as well. Removed the t-shirt and wore it, like in verse.
Like the MC removed the xylophone t-shirt he was wearing.
And he had to inverse it, turn it inside out.
Wow.
Exactly. Because
again from the instructions of somebody.
Yes. So I'll say City. Let me just say City. Because it was on stage.
No, the reason why I also said somebody is that I've also spoken to City, and he tells me he didn't know how it happened.
To him officially on air?
No, not on air.
Okay.
Yesterday, whilst I was preparing for this show, I called him that.
So that's the same thing he told me, But I mean,
but the students were doing it in conjunction with xylophone.
Exactly.
So there is no way they can say. So somebody instructed.
Yeah. So that information from CD was wrong, because CD cannot. Let's say CD doesn't have the power to even instruct. Then maybe Stoneboy instructed that, because above Stoneboy there's nobody, and there's no way xylophone will say Stoneboy is come to perform, tear down xylophone stuff for Stoneboy to perform. So you see the communication. So now in all this mess, you should know this. As we sit here, this is what I tell people all the time. Everything that was happening on that night had tempers going up and down. You see, we can sit here. People listening to me at home will listen comfortably, but if they were in that space and at that time, they will act differently. So then precious event is pulling me, business is pulling me, transport is pulling me. You know what I'm saying?
I know your position.
Good.
And I know xylophone, the way the pressure is.
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, killers, do your job. Me too, I have a job. That was what I was trying to do by making sure my artists would go on stage. So immediately I couldn't, because there was nothing I could have done at the time. The things were down and Stoneboy was about to go. There was no how I was going to hold Stoneboy's leg or push him off. So I can't do that. It's unprofessional. So the only professional thing I can do is call my team and speak to them, that if individual managers, and say, I told you defense actually, tell the individual managers to send the artists back to the office. We cannot.
So they could not even get out of their cars.
Yes.
So let them go back home.
Yes. There'll be no performance because after Stoneboy,
nothing else.
Yes.
Because I heard the show was to close at 11.
Good. And the timing.
Campus show, yeah.
Yes, at the time there was nothing we could have done. So I was executing my job. Then transport will say, Charlie, my car, you see what they are paying this, everybody's saying something. So transport says, boss, the afternoon time I for pick the car. If I go sleep tonight, wait the car, I don't get them, you put me for trouble, and you know what I'm saying? That there was so much pressure. So I said, let me take you to the car. Maybe you go talk to them and whatever. So we were trying to look for the car because City was around. Stoneboy drives a Benz. We don't own the Benz. Xylophone doesn't own the Benz. In my books and in my contract, what we have given to him is the Sonata.
The Hyundai Sonata.
Sonata. So we were looking out for it. It wasn't there. So then I knew they had another show because I was going to also go and watch that show. So transport was still on my case. And he was just doing his job. Says, okay, let me take you to... Stoneboy office.
Okay.
So basically is the individual driving the car.
Okay.
Really, we need to speak to the person.
Okay.
So and we're not. It's not like we're fighting.
Okay.
But the tensions on the night or at that particular night, the transport manager had to do his work. He says, I'm like, oh, let's cool down some of these things. Maybe Monday, we guy says, please, this is what I have to do, and So I went with the transport manager and met City at the other venue, Champs, Paloma. Then he came out and I said, bro, what do you have? He said, oh, cool. So we shook hands. I introduced him to the transport manager, and the shook hands. And I said, oh, bro, the car then we talk about, say, like, afternoon for parking things, we say, yeah, you go come parking things. But people there, they say they won't take the car. So I beg, and that's what I said.
Who were those people? Because those are the people who have been tagged as thugs.
Okay. So now, my job as an artist manager, looking after everybody, I can employ people outside to do my work. You, as PR, I have seen several occasions when we're about to do listening parties for
press events.
In press events, you employ press from outside.
Yeah.
So the transport manager can employ anybody to do their work. I'm not the transport manager. I don't know who and who he will pick, which garage people he will be working with. I don't know. You understand? So I don't know. I can't speak for the transport manager as I speak. I saw him in a team. So my job was to introduce them and leave.
Okay.
So when I did the introduction, that's when everything went.
Hey, wow.
Yes.
I have also spoken to CD, like I told you earlier. He said when you came there and you introduced the transport manager to him and his people, the transport manager's people who were to pick the car, you said if he's not ready to give the car, they should pick him up, according to CD.
Wow.
He said that is what you said.
Wow.
And that is what made him angry.
Wow.
That is why he...
Pick who up?
Him.
Him, City?
Yes.
How can we do that? I don't have a personal problem with City. We've been speaking the whole night. I even met him at Legon when the issue came up about the banners coming down and everything. We never fought. We never raised. He calls me king. I call him boss. So there was no way. There was nothing that would say they should pick him up. If I was going to say anything,
but according to him, he's saying that is what got him angry.
No, let me say
that's why he reacted the way he did.
So let me say this. Let me just say he's right. I said pick him up. It's not even sensible. Who will pick who up? What I'll say is pick the car up. If I said something which I didn't say, if I was going to say anything there, I'll say pick the car up. Now, it is not even my duty to say pick the car up. It is transport manager's duty. My duty is to identify the car. Now, how would I pick CD up? CD is not a thief. We are not at loggerheads, so I can't even say that to him. So let's just say, by strange reason, me myself, I forgot and said that. That reaction, he didn't warrant.
What was his reaction? Because he also agreed and admitted that he got angry. What was his reaction?
You give me car, huh? Go talk to Stoneboy. Where's Stoneboy? He said, go find them. He was speaking Hausa. I hear some Hausa, and I think because I don't hear properly, so I don't want to go and say translation. But I didn't even, when he started shouting, I didn't say nothing. I stood there. Then I think the transport managers people, some of them also understand the language, and I heard them say, "Oh, relax, we not reached there yet." That kind of thing. Now, Stoneboy was working, or they had a team.
No, before Stoneboy came in, if there was no fracas, how come I heard some tables were broken, glasses and
so what I'm saying is, when CD shouted all that drama I just did, he hit his hand on the table, broke bottles.
He was not fighting with anyone.
No.
He hit his hand on the table.
Yes. So let's just say, I said, pick him up. Maybe the pick him up got him to do all that Hogan things. You understand?
But then your people did not touch him.
Nobody has touched him. I was assaulted there. That's what I'm coming to. I was assaulted. Now, when CD started behaving like that, he had some people with him. I don't know if it is part of the team, but I've never met them at the office. But as artists, they move with entourage all the time.
Yeah.
So there was this guy in a singlet who came pushing me, heckling me, leave here. I said, oh, boss, why? We reached there. He said, no, leave here. I said, why? I didn't talk to CD. And they make CD the ball. The guy go slap me. I've been through a lot of situations. And as I speak, the Joy FM people were there. There's this girl, Becky, from Joy News. Speak to her. I was walking away when I was being ushered away. When all that, the guy pushed me and all that, I walked away. Now she tried calling me back because she knew, I know her. She's my friend. But at that very moment, I didn't even see her as a friend. I saw her as a news person that was inquiring for news. I said,
ready to take information.
Yes, so I said, Charlie, I beg, don't call me. You leave me. I had to go speak to her for her to confirm now. So I left the scene. Now, when I left the scene, I realized my transport manager too had fled.
The Bible can even flee. And I hear flee is dangerous than run. Okay, so the funny side.
Yes. So we all met at the car. And Brasami, I walked away. I walked away because I've seen so much. Now, besides the fact that I've seen so much, CD is not an enemy. He's my younger brother.
And you are not there to fight him.
Exactly. So I was like, maybe I'd done something before, or we get issues and I don't know. Because even if I saw CD and we don't have issues and I say, oh, pick him up, that alone shouldn't spark but let me go back a little bit. There's some friction between us and the Stoneboy office, which I will not go into. I will go to another time or proper time. So I understood where it was coming from. I understood it. That based on some of these small frictions, people will flare up. But between me and City, we don't have issues. Because we've been deliberating through these issues. Or what we've been sitting down, we've been speaking privately, all that. So I walked off. My transport manager fled the place, and we all met at because I at the car park, because he drove me to the place. I wasn't driving.
You did not drive.
I wasn't driving. And I'm sure because he drove me to the place, he himself couldn't have gone for the car, and that's why he employed.
Yeah, because he will drive it back.
Yeah, to drive it back. And then that was the logical thing I saw.
Okay, so one thing also came up in the headlines. Gunshots, according to the headlines. Stoneboy fired gunshots. And I've also seen other headlines saying that he said he fired the gunshots because he was doing that for self-defense. Were you there when he fired the shots?
No. So I can't even speak to the issue.
You were not there?
No. Stoneboy never saw me at the place. We never saw eye to eye. The only time Stoneboy would have seen me if CD had allowed me to speak to Stoneboy. But he said no, I should go and find him. And that's when he started all that stuff. So, and this guy started heckling me, pushing me, and I left the scene. You understand? So I didn't even see Stoneboy. Now, but check this out. I cannot even sit here and say, I know for a fact Stoneboy fired. But he himself has said he's fired. He fired the gun shots. And coming here, I was listening to another radio station, and they had sound bites of him firing and speaking to that effect. But all that...
You heard sounds of gunshots?
Yes.
I see.
And he was speaking. Maybe I can mention the radio station so you can go and collect the sound bite. Hits FM.
Okay.
They played it. So Stoneboy was firing. He said, hey, you see, tell them this what. Maybe when you play it out, your people will hear it. But all that matter, I don't even know about it. So let's just put me and my transport manager. We had fled the scene and we were afraid.
You run for your lives?
For our dear life. You understand? Just to come and see when, we got back to the office because, we work late. So I came by, it was around 1 a.m., 1:30, 1:45, that area. And I realized, I was trending on Facebook, yeah. Bulldog this, Bulldog that, Bulldog this. I'm like, then somebody had written a story, said, Bulldog enters Stoneboy's car, trying to move, and he gives Zico. I said, which film be that?
Rambo style.
Yeah, which film be that? But, truly, I have no qualms with Stoneboy is still my artist. And I will not, I won't ambush him. No. These things happen. It's a human institution. But all that thing that went on was really, really unnecessary. Because
was there, but I'm even feeling some way asking you this question because there are other reports that a younger brother of Stoneboy was given a blow in the mouth and he's got a broken jaw. That's why I don't know how to ask. So you did not even see people fighting?
That's me.
But did you hear...
If there was any fight or any movement, physical movement that I witnessed, it was CD breaking bottles and hitting the table with his hands and this guy pushing me, say I should leave the place, you slap me. That was the only violence I saw. The rest, I wasn't there. So I had left the scene. Now, when we came back to the office, I was up there before I think I went up there to pick up files and all that. Then my transport manager was leaving for when I came back, I met the whole team, events, business, everybody was there. And we're deliberating about what happened at in Legon. Yeah, so we sat there for a while. So we all left the place like around 2:30, 2:45. So my transport manager wanted to go home and I said, he shouldn't bother taking me home. I'll get a taxi. Okay. Now, before, when he was going to drop me off, I received a call. And the guy said he will kill me.
You received a call from who?
Okay, so I later got to know he's called Chief Abiola also.
Okay, I know Chief Abiola.
Good. He said, you kill me, you do this, that be foolish guy. I didn't know who was speaking. And for me, I don't receive those calls. So when the person was speaking, I was just listening.
He will kill you for doing what?
I don't know.
Kill you for doing what?
You bring people, we go see Radabraka, Nima, Adede, who is this? He said, fuck you, sorry.
Take your time.
Yes. So I was just listening. Who is this guy? So now I didn't know. So he said, I know you, I have your passport details. If you may do some passport details. I said, So now I started thinking. And I remember that there was a time I was traveling with Arabi. And we got introduced to a guy who does these paperwork for traveling. And the guy says he works closely with the South African embassy. So I started thinking. Now when I got home, I took my other number and I realized, it was the same guy. So I called him back and I'm like, big man, problem? Me, myself, I don't see you. Say, I come out. I say, you did there. He say, I come out. They say, I say, you see me for there. He say, I come out. Anytime I go talk, he say, come out, come see something. What? I say, how? So I left the matter. Now, answer me. I didn't take the threat seriously until I met yourself yesterday and GH Kuku. And you guys said you received the same phone call from the guy.
We were in Ho by then. We actually didn't know what was happening because we were in a music awards at home. Then we started receiving calls. So Chief said, I should warn you. We said, okay, I should let you know. At least if I don't, then I have done something wrong. That's when I relayed that information to that. This is the one and what is happening. But I said, okay, come to Accra. When you come to Accra, we will discuss it.
So Brasami, for the purposes of our listeners, tell them what Chief told you to tell me. What was the warning?
No, he said they were looking for you because you brought people to attack Stoneboy.
So, same thing he told me, that from that night to whichever time, he's dedicated all his life and resources and attention on me. So you see, as I walk here, I'm in danger. I don't feel safe at all. This morning I had to look left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and left again. You see, maybe people might see me as I'm very scared for my life. And I mean that
when the dog is scared,
yes,
then who protects the human beings?
So I called my wife and told her, sweetie, if you don't hear of me again, yes, Chief and his people are looking for me to kill me. Not Chief, you know, said, oh, my husband, you have to go to the police station. I said, oh, no, this don't be police matter. You know, I won't try to play hard guy. And my wife, not respect himself, he insult me. Don't be foolish. I said, have we got in there yet? He said, if you are foolish enough not to know that you have kids, give me proper.
Yeah.
And she spoke as a mother.
Yeah.
And I saw her as my mother. And this is what my mother would tell me. So I am just coming from the police station. I have reported Chief. And if he's listening to me, he will get a call.
I see.
So that we will take
so this is the whole story.
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to take the car? I still want to know. Why do you want to take the car?
You see, Mr. Samuel Atobi, I cannot, as I sit here, divulge information for you until I have all the full facts and have resolved the matter. I can't tell you anything. Because if I do, I'll be preempting a lot of things.
So you cannot tell us why you want to take the car?
The transport man wants the car. Exactly. My job was to lead the transport manager to go and take his car based on an agreement we had reached
with the team
Stoneboy
to bring the car.
Exactly.
What are you waiting for to tell us why the transport manager? What are you waiting for?
I don't understand.
What are you waiting for before you tell us why the transport manager wants to take the car?
No, but like I said we had reached an agreement.
No. What I mean is, you're saying that you have reached an agreement to pick the car. They have agreed to come and pack the car.
Yes.
Then I'm asking, something led to that, and you are saying you before you tell us, unless you have arrived at something.
No. What led to the transport manager wanting to retrieve the car that night?
Yes. No, not even that night. Yeah. For them to come and pack the car the Saturday afternoon that you guys agreed.
Is that what led to that agreement?
What are the issues leading to you guys demanding that they pack the car?
I can't tell you those issues.
You can't tell me?
No.
That's what I'm saying. What are you waiting for? What do you want to see before you can tell
I don't have to see anything.
Okay.
If we were speaking outside of this office, you are a colleague, you are a head, you know, our structure, we run heads of departments.
Okay.
And we all report to an authority that is above us. You understand? So I'm having challenges in my department. I can share with you can help me.
Okay.
But those challenges are not for the public.
Okay.
So I can't share it with you here.
Okay, I get you. Alright, so His name is Lawrence Nanasiama Hansen, artist and development manager, artist and repertoire manager at Xylophone Media. And if you also came across those headlines, Bulldog attacks, and I hear elsewhere that it is even an attempt or attempted robbery or something like that. We still want to give Team Stoneboy a chance to also comment if they are willing. So I've asked my producers to check on either Stoneboy or CD to comment on this if they are willing. So this is the story. Bulldog has made it clear that he never went there to attack anybody. According to him, there was no fight that he even witnessed. So your headlines, your post on social media, I'm sure you can manage it after this. Krabby, what do you make of this? At least you've heard something from Bulldog. We are still waiting for Team Stoneboy if they are willing. My producers are still talking to him. Let's find out. Are they willing? They've not answered their call yet. Okay, so let's find out. Yes, what do you make of it?
Okay, so let me say hello to all the listeners. I think Bulldog has spoken very nicely. Trying to narrate a situation that has taken place. He has been able to take his time to give us information, the needed information that we need, and fed our eyes with visuals of what could have possibly transpired on the day. Looking at what's being said outside and all the media stories and all of that, I think it's with lack of knowledge. When you have a business, and especially when you're dealing with human beings, when you're managing people's dreams and so on and so forth, there's many things that can happen. There's so many challenges when it comes to developing artists and relationships that artists have with their managers or people they work with. I've had situations where artists would attack their manager directly, physically, out of desperation, out of frustration, but they don't actually mean to attack the manager. It's just that you're the punching bag. You're the next person in line that they can, channel their anger and all of that too. So for me, looking at it from a matured perspective, I think these issues can be dealt with in-house. Alas, no solution is found.
I think Bulldog said something. He said they are still talking. His purpose here this morning, maybe I have to reiterate that his purpose here this morning is to get information from those publications that he went there, or he went to Champs with Tax to take a car. That is why he's here. So he said that yes, there are some things that they are discussing.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
that is why he did not